It's going to be one of those, isn't it? Hello. Welcome to the Simply Together show. I don't know how long I'm going to last because my internet is crap. Okay, so I'm here. I'm here, maybe. So I haven't been outside. Have you been outside, Shelley?
No, only out into the back garden. I haven't been out yet.
Oh, so TJ hasn't even had a walk then.
He hasn't had his W's yet. No, he's sat on my laps like, don't forget about me. I had to wait him for a delivery, so yeah.
Oh, right, okay. What's it like outside then, Nico? Because it looks a bit cloudy.
Yeah, well, it's brighter. It's brighter than it was this morning. This morning it was kind of dull, but it was warm enough that I didn't have to put a coat on or anything like that. So yeah.
Okay. So, how are you doing then, Nico?
All good, thank you. I've got my coffee here. I've got the girls here. I'm looking forward to the show. It's all good.
Okay. How you doing, Shelley?
Yeah, not so bad. Not so bad. I've not been sleeping well recently, so actually I didn't sleep at all last night. No, it's just my tablets that I'm on and all sorts that are kind of going on. So yeah, so I managed to catch up with some sleep this morning after Will went to work at 5. But yeah.
Oh my God.
How are you, Cecile?
I'm a bit emotional.
Oh,
it's not the hormones. I don't think. I don't know. It isn't. No, a little bit emotional. So whoever is there watching, I might cry today, and that's fine because we can do that. So I've had we had last Sunday where we went and celebrated mine and Deez and Trisha's 60th birthdays. We went, including these two here. There was 8 of us, I think, that went to the Lovers Rock roast dinner thing. I think that's it. So I think that's all it is.
Lovers Rock reggae roast dinner.
Lovers Rock reggae roast
dinner. Sunday dinner. Wasn't it a fest? Did it have fest at the end of it?
I don't remember, to be fair. But it is in London. It is about a 10-minute walk from Fenchurch Street Station, and it's absolutely brilliant. We had a whale of a time. Absolute whale of a time. Don't go there hungry because the roast dinner was eatable.
I wasn't that bad, Cecile. Come on.
It bloody well was. It was eatable. It was eatable. It's nothing to shout about. It was just eatable.
Oh, okay. Nothing to shout about.
Yeah.
But the dessert was yummy.
The dessert, chocolate torte, was absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And
can I just, because I did explain it like this last night when we had our bit of a chat, that the fact that it was a reggae evening, and the usual thing that goes with that it was a predominantly a certain crowd, that if you're advertising and it's a jerk chicken roast dinner, the fact that the jerk chicken I found kind of tasty. It wasn't hot for me. So for you guys, I think you needed more seasoning.
There was no heat. There was no seasoning.
I think it should have been called jerk inspired roast dinner. I 100% get what you're saying, Shelley, to be very sincere with you. Because, I mean, jerk chicken is not actually my cultural food, but I have been exposed to it from very good places. And yeah, if you're going to look at it from that point of view, from a critic, I would have called it a jerk-inspired roast, as opposed to, because it wasn't. Well, the jerk was not really jerking, but I think the food was still more than edible, though.
Oh yeah, it was
Jeez.
nice, yeah. But it was just something that, and I don't know whether be politically correct. Some people are getting frightened or dumbing down what they would class as that food. They're trying to make sure that their palate is acceptable to everyone.
Yeah, but it can't be acceptable to everyone.
No,
it's jerk chicken.
But it's going to be.
I was expecting for me to have that heat level of a jerk chicken, where I'm used to being out and about and doing and having a jerk chicken and thinking, yeah, I know that this is going to be hot for me. But it wasn't. It was,
yeah. I think the reason why I use it, actually, to be fair, I watched a video of as an Australian chef called Andy Cooks, and so he does cuisine from all around the world, and he was doing food prep, and then he was making this chicken, and he says, "Look, I'm doing." He said, and he used those words. Says it's jerk inspired. He said, "Don't come for me. I'm not telling you it's authentic. It is inspired by," and he said, if you want the authentic one, then he pointed you towards the video where I had actually seen that video before, so he does go and learn how to make these things. But when he said that, I thought to myself, yeah, that chicken that we had at that reggae thing there tastes more like it was jerk inspired as opposed to jerk chicken.
Okay, I'll let you have jerk inspired. Personally, I don't even think it inspired anything, but it was eatable.
Oh my god.
It was fine. We had something to eat. It was fine. The pudding was much better, 1,000 times better than the main. But ultimately, the music and the entertainment was bang on. Absolutely bang on. Mrs. Bailey was up from the first song to the last one and only sat down to eat her jerk-inspired main meal. And then she was back up again because she doesn't do pudding. So, yeah.
It was good that you ended up with a DJ and then a live set kind of going on. So you had, and it wasn't just the DJ's on for this the beginning and then you got a live bit at the end. It is actually that it was you do a bit and we do a bit. Yeah,
because they had the DJ, then they had the live, then they had the DJ, then they had the live, and then finished it with the DJ. And as whoever has seen my post last week Sunday, where what they then did was they then got all of those people who were having birthdays up on the bloody stage,
and they called you first.
Up on the stage, the DJ man said, right, so now we're going to get all the birthday people up on the stage. I'm already trying to get under the table at that point. And whose name does he say first? Mine. And doesn't even say it wrong. Literally says, Cecile. I just thought, nah. Seriously.
I think Dee was running up on stage before her name was actually...
already got before her name even was called. She was already ready to get up there.
He said birthday girl. No, he said birthday people, and she was already up and going for it.
Yeah. So she's up, ready to go. I'm trying to get under the table, and Trisha is doing, okay, come on then.
Yeah, because she's next year.
And we had to get up on the stage, and they gave us a cowboy hat and a cake with flaming.
Yeah, it's one of those fountain
sparklers. Yeah.
Yes, that I thought is going to burn my hair or somebody's hair at least.
Yeah, because
it was very dangerous.
There was about 8 or more than that.
More than that.
Yeah,
more than that. There was quite a few. There's quite a few. And they didn't just do one song. We was up there for about 3 songs. Seriously. My that's just my nightmare. That's hell.
Yeah, 3 different versions of Happy Birthday was,
But we had that. So then this Sunday, I then had afternoon tea with my girlies and my family. My family girls, all girlies. There was 18 of us, and that was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. However, took an emotional turn because my lovely daughter then said to all and sundry, can we go around the table and say something about Cecile? A memory or something like that. Every single one. I think by the second one, I was already in tears. And as it then went round, and there was funny memories, and then there's some way you just think, oh my God, you know. And two of my cousins did a whole big long thing about, actually three of them, family and kids as we were growing up and all of that lot. So yes, so the tears were there. The tears were already there. So that went very emotional. But my I'm going to see Billy Ocean, not this weekend, next weekend, with one of my besties. We're going to do that. And she messaged me when she got home and said, well, that unexpectedly turned emotional. And I'm like, yes, it did. Yes, it bloody did. But it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. And then this morning, my first client this morning, who there's domestic abuse going on there.
Oh no.
And was in quite a state, and then said, I would not have been able to get to this point without you. And I just thought, oh my God. So you're already emotional, and then somebody says that, you know, and you're just like, oh, bloody hell. Okay. So I'm a bit emotional. So it's a bit of a mission match today. So we've got a video. We've had the lovely Jenny Starkey on our show 3 times, I think. She has got MND. She's done a video, so we want to do a bit of an update. So I might cry then as well. You know, maybe it is the hormones, or is it my age? Now I'm older.
It's not your. Oh, for God's sake, with this your age thing. I'm gonna come round the corner and clip you one in a minute. Jeez.
that is fine.
You're doing too much.
I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. That is why I'm emotional, because I'm tired. Because I've been out every weekend for the last, I don't know how many.
Maybe you're just in a high state of gratitude. That could make you feel emotional.
I think that's
as well.
What it is. I think that, yeah.
Because obviously you've been celebrating for quite a long time. You've been away. You've had your family.
I've got a whole year to celebrate.
Exactly. So I can't imagine what you'll be like this time next year. You'll be like, hi, Cecile.
It is that gratitude. It definitely is that gratitude, because been away, both occasions, absolutely brilliant. Spent time with you guys celebrating, spent time with my closest celebrating. And then when people are saying those things about you, it's very much like, oh, okay. And you know, well, I didn't think I knew that. And I think I most probably did know these things, but it kind of felt like this was all new information. So yeah. And the lady this morning as well. So yeah, gratitude for getting to this age. Yeah. But if I carry on like this, Nico's going to make sure I don't get to 61. So
oh no, you will. I'll be dragging you there, kicking and screaming along with me. What do you mean? We are going to go for that walk, even if it's with the walking sticks and the blue herrings. We are going.
Oh no, we're not going to. Who's getting blue herrings? You, because that is not going to be me.
Well, I'm just saying.
If anything, we'll just go different colours.
Oh my God.
So as I was saying, so Jenny Starkey, she's been on the show about 3 times, I think. She's on a journey with motor neurone disease, and she's done an update. So we want to show you it. and it's also a bit about AI as well. So I
Yeah,
don't know
it's really good.
where you stand with AI. Some people are up for it, some people are not.
I'm
It's
for it. I'm 100%
it's
for
coming,
it.
isn't it? It's gonna
Yes.
be there regardless. So it might be one of those things you need to embrace. I don't know. But Shelley's going to show the videos, and then we can have a quick chat about it afterwards.
Yeah, the videos go into like there's two separate videos, if you like. So it might have it. There'll be a break, and then I'll play the next one.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
This is how I speak now. After having MND for 4 years, my voice is low and monotone. I often mispronounce words or don't finish a word. I run out of breath if I'm speaking more than one sentence. When you see me stop and swallow, it's because my mouth is full of saliva and I have to swallow or I will choke. Speaking like this has various responses from people. Some speak louder because they think I'm deaf. Others speak past me to whoever I am with, as some just don't understand me. Compared to others with Bova MD, I have kept my voice for a long time. Eventually, I will lose the ability to speak completely.
Wow.
Do you want to talk about that bit first and then talk about the AI?
Yeah, we can do.
Or do you want me to just play the other bit?
No, I'll play the other bit.
Okay, play the other bit.
Because, yeah.
This is how I talked before MND. My voice was lively and animated, and I talked for England. What you are hearing is an AI cloned version of me created by 2Gether Labs. They offer the service for free to people with MND. I had recordings of me lecturing, and they could use these to clone my voice. Hearing me again for the first time in a while was emotional, like getting a hug from a friend that I hadn't seen for a long time. Yesterday I gave a talk in London about MND research. This was made easier and more personal by having my old voice to speak over the slides. Technology is helping me to adapt and giving me confidence again. I wanted to share this with the MND community. If possible, give it a go and get a little bit of you back.
Did you hear that properly?
Not very well.
Oh, really? I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe other people did then.
It wasn't very loud, but I could hear it clearly.
Okay. Yes, so just wanted to share that with everybody. That's because that's the journey that Jenny is on. And I think she was on the show a couple of months ago. I think.
Yeah.
So it's there's definitely a change there,
Mm.
which she's obviously having to manage. And I don't know, I might ask her actually whether that the change there is then making her feel like the M&D is progressing. Yeah, maybe I'll ask the question. I'm not sure if Jenny's watching, but if not, I will message and find out. But I think that must be a shock for people if they haven't seen her for a little while.
Mm.
What's your thoughts?
I was hearing more on the positive side.
Yeah.
In the sense that I remember when Jenny first came on the show, we had this conversation that centered around, and I can't remember if she told us that he didn't have that disease, or it was slightly different, or it was just because he had access to funds, obviously because of the nature of his work, etc., etc. And I just thought, well, if this technology is advancing and right now people are able to access it for free, that's that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And it can help people. I mean, obviously, to me, Jenny comes across as somebody, like she said in there, who was always very lively, but also very practical. But there might be other people who, losing their voice or their ability to speak like that might be very debilitating to them.
Yeah.
And if they could get access to help quicker and in a way that is not limiting, as in like financially or whatever, I think that could only be a good thing.
So hopefully people were able to hear the second video. So that's all about AI and being able to use your own voice to use. So how would they then use that?
Well, it would depend on how they use it. So with how that was being used now, it's just like how anybody would make, like even a social media post, for example. So the AI, they would have, Jenny has obviously uploaded her voice into whatever platform that it uses, and then it's used that voice to simulate reading the slides, and then obviously that's coming out through a microphone. When you think about Stephen Hawking had that thing where he spoke, whatever it was typing came out through that mic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
which what obviously then wasn't his voice, then was it?
No, it wasn't his voice. So AI has made that sound like your voice, because obviously when it comes to stuff like that, let's be frank, we usually just hear the negative side of it. Oh, be careful. Oh, people are going to scam you. Oh, you will really think it's your mum calling. You will really think it's your child who has been taken. But, and I'm not saying those things are not bad and we don't need to be wary of them, but I think we should not allow them to cloud all the other good things that AI is going to help us to achieve.
Because surely if... Go on, Shelley.
The AI part of this, as she says, is that she didn't have to sit down and speak into a machine and say particular sentences to get all the words that they needed for a machine to work as her voice. They used AI by taking all the videos and things that she's done while her voice was okay, to get all of those words so that it can actually be used in the way that it is. She didn't have to, like my cousin's husband, sit there and have his voice captured.
Yeah.
Because you want your voice captured because you don't want something like Stephen Hawking's automated voice. You want the person alive as possible. And you want their own voice.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that you're then thinking, right, okay, well, I've got to make these plans for the future and sit there and actually have your have your voice recorded in a specific way to actually then be able to be used later. So whether that's to help you because you're talking, or whether that's your only voice that you've got, with the different different things that can be set up for you either typing out, like the lost voice guy, or whether you're using like eye movements or finger movements is the only way that you can actually then type out what you actually then need. So because everyone thinks that, as we said about Stephen Hawking, that you can live forever with motor neurone disease because of Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking had a very specific type. I'm not going to try and I just googled it, because it's like a sclerosis, something sclerosis, but I won't be able to pronounce it. But he had a very specific type, which is why he had his diagnosis in his 20s and was allowed to live for so long. His voice and his body stopped at a certain point and then stayed at that level. MMD is your brain stuck in a body that cannot do anything, and then will stop breathing, it will stop swallowing. It will stop everything.
Yeah. So there's two sides I think there's two sides here. For somebody who knows Jenny, the first thing is you're then listening and watching her speak, and there's that, yes, she's been able to keep her voice for so long, which is absolutely brilliant. And then there's the no, because actually now it's changing a lot. So there's that kind of side of it.
They've lived longer than the
diagnosis anyway.
Diagnosis, yeah. Normal diagnosis is your 3 years.
But then the other side is AI, which is then fabulous because she'll be able to have her own voice, and that's got to be good. That's absolutely brilliant. And the fact that organisation gives it free for people who have got MND.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah, you don't get many free things these days. So to be able to have that for free, I think it is absolutely amazing. I wonder what else they do. I wonder what else you can tap into.
So that's the trouble. I mean, you've got all these societies and things kind of like set up, but sometimes you can be frightened of approaching them because you don't want to think about the end. So you don't realize what is available out there to you and how to live your life before you get to that point. It is one of those things. It's the same with sort of like cancer patients. They won't go to your local hospice because that is a different stage of where you are, and you don't want to think about that. But the hospice could actually help you before you get to that point. There is still that. Sorry, Cecile's completely dropped now. She's having real problems with her internet recently. That it is something that that it doesn't always get known that the help is then out there. And that's one of the reasons why you had to have awareness days and things like this, that it's not just people then saying about, because it was yesterday, it was I think it was just an MD awareness day. But if you've got someone and you've got the hashtag, if you're clicking on that, you've got other people that are then saying, this is what is available. This is my hints and tips. This is whatever. And you're actually finding out this kind of information where you might not at any other stage.
It's but it's keeping that level of proactiveness and positivity up, though, to ask those questions even before you step out and find them. So yeah, the awareness days are really useful. It's interesting though, because if to be fair, if you hadn't shared, no.
Yeah, you're frozen
Oh,
again,
she's frozen
Cecilia, if you
again
can hear
now.
that, yeah. I think she actually needs to book a proper engineer, and yeah, there's something definitely going on with her. Yeah,
yeah,
because some of these things they're only really now starting to be talked about, like how different things can help you at home.
Yeah.
You're not automatically thinking that you've got to have that in place and you've got to have that in place. Having a holistic approach to any of these kind of things does make you more hopeful.
Yes.
For whatever you've got, and it's living your whole life rather than some kind of an existence, which is horrendous. With I'm mindful because I haven't actually spoken to my cousin, but with my cousin's husband, and her knowing, or them knowing, what my sense of humor is kind of like. There was a few times where things have come up in the family and things have been posted on Facebook, and it's kind of what could be a sad picture.
Yeah.
I've then popped up on it, and I actually looked at a couple of them today, actually, before coming on the show, that knowing what he was like, that you can see him posing for a picture, and then he's having difficulty in smiling. So his smiling pictures, when he's had the MMD, is kind of a silly grin. It's a grin, and you can still see him there. He wasn't, yeah. But you've got me commenting saying I can actually see in his face, take the feckin' picture. Because he never liked his picture being taken beforehand. He would have absolutely hated the fact that he'd been pushed in the middle and had a picture, been in part of these pictures, really important pictures, because of what was happening in the family.
Yeah.
I can imagine him any other time would have been, right, okay, I'm in the picture now. Can I now go back to the bar? You know, that kind of a person. And of course, I've then kind of popped up and said, yeah, all I can see in his face is the fact that he's going, take the fucking picture already. Because everyone's going, oh, a lovely picture. And I'm thinking, yeah, they give me saying that. But that's then my sense of humor, how I know that I would either not get through it, but I would want to then still honour him.
Yeah, but that's also including him as well, though, isn't it? Because that's your knowledge, that's your understanding of your cousin, because you know that he doesn't like having photographs taken and etc. And rather than you can't just park those things as if they never existed. It might be difficult for others if they don't kind of, like you say, take the whole view, but you know, they are still there. It's just unfortunate that it's masked by this nastiness that is going on. So I actually like that type of approach, really.
But also, you're just being you.
Yeah.
And that is then what he would really like, is the fact that you are just being yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think, because obviously there are people who will be themselves, and there are others who are going to most probably try and change and do something in a different way. But actually, that individual who has got MND, they just want you to be you, the way you've always been, and that is what you did in that situation. So okay, so we will continue to update with videos and such like Jenny's journey, because yeah, it's I think it's learning, isn't it? It's for people to then understand what that illness. Oh God, look, doctor. Sorry, I've been saying it wrong. Oh,
I just suddenly remembered that I kept the ticker because she does do a lot. She was doing a lot of fundraising on her own. Then she was doing the fundraising through like Doddy, the Doddy side of things. So, so you got like Doddy Aid, but she still carried on and did her doctorate. Still finished off doing that doctorate. Where she might as well have just given up, but no,
get it done.
Carried on.
And now she's Dr. Jenny Starkey. Dr. Jenny. I know a doctor. Actually know a doctor. Not one at the surgery, you know. I know a doctor. Yes. I mean, that alone takes courage, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because that's not easy to do at any time. You know, so the fact that Jenny's persevered and completed that is absolutely brilliant. MND warrior. Definitely a warrior. And anybody who's just coming on now, or you watching it on catch up, watch videos, watch the 2 videos. They are, again, I mean, I've said it before, Jenny's just an inspiration anyway, in herself, and the fact that she's made the video, posted it for people to see how she is at the moment, and also explain why. Because I thought it was about losing your voice, but it's not about losing your voice. It's having all that saliva in your mouth, which then means you can't really speak. So I thought it was something different to that, but actually that's what it is.
It's one of, you've got enough that you might end up with not being able to use your legs properly, not being able to use your arms properly, whether that's the loss of muscle tone, the grip goes, or whether you don't have the strength to actually be able to stand. The thing with the voice is that it's not the voice itself going. The voice going is because the muscle tone all around your mouth, so your tongue, the ability to breathe in between when you're talking, the saliva production, and even like moving the jaw around enough to actually then start making all of your voice change. So as she said, that it's the inflection in your voice, putting the accents into your voice, and I don't mean because you're Newtonian, the inflections of how you actually speak and how it comes across to someone is all done by sort of like the tongue and the voice box, and how your mouth actually is, and it's all of that that's not working.
It's quite strange, isn't it? Because you don't think that that's how something's going to change, but it does. And like Jenny says herself, you know, 4 years in since diagnosis, and is still doing the things that she's doing. I mean, that's absolutely brilliant. But still difficult when there are those changes. Still difficult. It's a strange illness, isn't it? It's what it does to you as a person, and changes you into a different person in some respect. Well, changes you into a different person physically, but mentally you're still that person, aren't you?
Yeah.
Which must be then quite hard.
It's and it's knowing that you're kind of waiting for the ball to drop. You're waiting for that time that you're unable to carry on doing a certain thing that you loved.
Yeah.
For my cousin's husband, it was the fact that he would be out on his bike all the time.
Okay.
He tinkered with his bikes. He tinkered with his motorbikes. And to have that taken away from you at the first stage, that you can't go on your bike, which he did go on his bike when he was told he wasn't supposed to be on his bike, and then he did have a bit of a tussle with it. Yeah. So then he was basically then being told by everyone, including the bike, no, you shouldn't be on the bike. But then all the extra bits were then taken away. It was then, okay, if I can't go out on the bike, I'll tinker on the bike.
Yeah.
Now I can't tinker on the bike.
Yeah.
Now I can't do this. Now I can't do that. And I'm at home and I know my bike is there.
Yeah.
It was all those kind of things that you knew had been taken away from you.
And that's hard, isn't it? Because actually, I would presume for most people, so if you get a diagnosis like that, everyone's going to deal with it very differently. And there is going to be those people who really, they kind of, I'm just trying to think of words that I don't want to make it sound awful. You know, they kind of just go with it and then they stop doing all the things that they like to do because that's the way that it's going to go. Whereas there are going to be other people who are going, I'm going to do all of my things until I can't do them.
Yeah.
Like I am going to go out on my bike until I'm off that bike and I can't go on it again. You know, I am going to tinker with it until I am not able to tinker with it. So I think, you know, for some people, it's very much I'm going to keep doing as much as I can until I can't.
Yeah, you just never know when things are going to happen. I think that's I think that's the worst thing.
Yeah,
and it's not a when this happens, then that will happen, and then that will happen. It's
completely
it'll be
different.
For everyone.
It'll be different for each person as well. Yeah.
And it's the unknown, isn't it? Because you know you can have the diagnosis, and there is a span that a lot of people fit into, but not everybody fits into that. So you know they say 3 years, but Jenny is 4 years in. And other people maybe even longer, or for some people it might not even be 3 years. So it is, like you said, Nike, it is different for everybody, and you've got to do your journey, haven't you?
Indeed.
So there will be one person who thinks, I'm not doing that doctorate, what's the point? Why am I going to bother with that? Because I'm not going to need it. Whereas you then have Jenny, who has now become a doctor. Why not? If you can, why not? But I also understand why others would just think, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. So
I think everything is really individual, because there's so many things that come into play: the mindset before, the mindset after, how it actually acts on your body, how you respond to the drugs. There are so many things that come into play.
Yeah.
Obviously, what type of village you've got around you.
And Jenny's got a village. She's got a village, family, friends. They're all there. They're all there supporting. So yeah, I just want to say quickly hellos, because there's a few people watching. So Ellen's watching. Hello, Ellen. Saw you on Sunday. She also made me cry. So Ellen Strickland's watching. Jenny Lyons is watching. Hi, Jenny. Sharon Hill is watching. Hi, Sharon.
Hello.
And Megan is watching. So Megan is Jenny's daughter. And Megan and Ellen and Remy are friends and have been friends for years.
Oh, like
so I'm just putting it out there.
When they were cute and innocent, I was going to...
do you know what? I don't know if that lot have ever been cute and innocent. Cute, yes. Innocent, I'm not quite sure. Because they have been in a few scrapes. Ellen included, with Remy. And there's many a tale to tell that's not my tale to tell. So that's as much as I'm going to say. But just want to put it out there, because I know this is not Megan's thing, but at some point, Megan, we'd love to have you on the show. Or you could do a video. I know you've done a video before for something for your mums, so maybe we could do a video. Just wanted to get your point of view and just to kind of let you have that space to come and say whatever you want to say. And if you need your girlies to join with you, they can do that as well. Hello, Victor. Hiya. What are you laughing at? Why are you laughing?
You just outed Megan. Megan, you said Megan, I know it's not your thing, and then you just bare outed her all the way on the show. Oh my Lord!
I love you, Megan.
Well, she does. She still doesn't like being called out herself, but she's quite happy.
I still. If people put me into those positions, I still do. I just don't like it. You know, I went up on the stage. I didn't like it, but I still did it. So, yeah. And I did out you, Megan, and I'm sorry. However, I would just love to get you on here. We are going to round up. Anything else the two of you want to share? We've got something coming up in the pipeline, but we will let you know about that maybe in the next week or so.
Yes.
There
should hopefully be a few different posters and bits and pieces coming up that what we've got going on in the pipeline with someone else. Yes.
So we'll let you know. Even Nike doesn't know. She's sitting there thinking, what is going on?
Yeah.
We'll tell you.
It was last night.
We'll tell you nearer the time.
All I know is that I need dates because my life is never my own. I need dates. That's it. That's what I'm putting out there.
We'll give you the day of the thing that is going to be coming up. Maybe next week. But we've also got Black Bookcase on the 20th of September.
Yes.
Which is at Luton Sixth Form College.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. It's always a really good event. So if you're free, come and pop in, etc., etc. And we'll give you some more details about that near the time as well. So I'm going to go away with my gratitude. That has been in abundance since May. And he's going to carry on for the rest of the year.
Amen.
Because I can. We will be back next week. Same time, 12 o'clock. We will see you then. And have a good week.
Enjoy. Thank you for listening.